Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I am a part-time reseller and I have not uploaded as many videos this last few weeks of the summer. Life has just been crazy, but tomorrow my kids go back to school. So I'm hoping for a little more structure. While I love them, they definitely thrive on schedule, and any other parents out there, your kids have a pretty strict bedtime during the school year, but in the summer it's like, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. Why are you still up? So that's been my life. And so being that reselling is kind of my side hustle, the thing that brings me joy, what I love, what's fun, it's just kind of taken a back seat. But I'm ready to amp things up. You guys know I have gotten recently that Thread Up 200-pound women's or men's, and both. I have both. I have so many things I need to get listed. So that will be getting started soon. So I neglected to make any July what sold videos. So what I decided to do was, because many of you guys are always commenting on the fact that I sell a lot of kids items and that you wish you kind of knew a little more, maybe you would want to pick up a thing or two. A lot of you guys also shop at the bins, the Goodwill clearance outlets. And by showing what's selling for kids, maybe if you see a pair of Crocs or some natives or some of the things I'm going to show you on this video, you can just grab them. And for me, reselling kids clothes is what got me back into the reselling world after that's how I paid for college all those years ago. So what I decided to do is I'm only going to share with you guys my Kidizen sales from the month of July. I was still able to net $400, just over $400 last month. And a lot of these items, as you'll see, were my own kids items. And, you know, it's just easy. Kid stuff is easy. I don't do measurements on items. Pictures are easy, front, back, they don't weigh a lot. Almost all kids items can go first class. So let's dig in. Let me show you what sold. I will say Kidizen in general has been much slower for me this year compared to last year. And July as a whole, a lot of resellers said their sales were down. And for me, across Mercari and Poshmark, I actually was up in July. So Kidizen was down over June, but like I said, it's just kind of been a little down in general. All right. No surprise that the first item I have to share with you guys is a pair of Crocs. Crocs sell, and they sell quickly. And I didn't realize how expensive they are. I've never bought them retail until I started reselling a lot of them and seeing, well, dang, no wonder they resell for so much, because they cost a lot new. So these I picked up at my local Once Upon a Child. I did pay an average cost of goods, or is how I did what I paid. So it says that I paid $5.37 for these. I doubt I paid that much. They usually price them around $4, but when I average my cost of goods, it all works out. So these, I do not offer free shipping on Kidizen. I do not offer free shipping anywhere anymore, and it just makes life a lot easier when I send out offers. It's very clear to see what they're paying for the item. It just works for me, and I love it. So these sold for $20.65, and I made a profit. So I tell you guys what it sold for total, and then my profit instead of the net, just because I feel you want to know how much money am I going to put in the bank from this item. That's the way I like to watch what sold. So that's how I'm going to share with you guys. So I profited $8.65. And for me as a mom, like when I go to shop at Once Upon a Child, I'm always picking up stuff for my kids also. So basically my goal for these type of things is that I'm going to be able to get what I wanted for my kids for free. And then ultimately they'll get listed one day as well. These Quiksilver flip-flops, they came from a friend of mine, just donated to me, and they sold for $16.15. So I made a profit of $10.06. This little Gap Flowers dress, this was, I should not have bought this. I paid $1.49 for this like 3 years ago when I was first starting to kind of buy things with the intention of 100% selling. And I love Gap for my kids. I didn't realize it has no resale value for the most part. So anyway, lesson learned. Sold for 10 bucks. I sent an offer of $10 flat, and I still profited $3.16, but it took like 3 years. This is absolutely a Bolo brand for children. And I've never seen adult ones. They do sell men and women's, but I've honestly never seen a pair of them out, and I thrift a lot. The brand is Play. And guys, if you have kids, you need this brand of shoes on your children. I have one child that can destroy any shoes I put on her feet within 2 days, and she wore the same pair of play sneakers all last year, the same pair because they required a certain color, and they're actually in good enough condition that they went in the size up bin for her younger sister. They are indestructible and fantastic. So these are play shoes that I paid $5.37. I got them the same day. I actually listed the Crocs and these shoes on June the 24th. I started putting in when I purchased items, and they both sold on July 2nd. So that is an amazing sell-through rate for those two. So these sold for $30.15, and I made $16.13. This flamingo bathrobe I got from a local thrift for $1, sold for $21. I made $11.57. These Adidas soccer shin socks came in one of my bulk.com boxes for $1.24. They sold for $14.15. I made $7.06. These Old Navy strawberry sandals came in a thread up kids shoe rescue box, so $5.40. They actually sold for $13, and I made a profit of $1.89. But you know, that's what the risk you take. I would not have picked these up, and definitely not for $5.40, but I knew they would sell because you guys have heard me say it before. Strawberries on anything kid related, it will sell. I also want to mention, if you're not using List Perfectly, you should be. I've got a code down below that will save you 30% off of your first month. It's less than $30. I wish I had done it sooner. I personally list all of my items to Kidizen first, and then from List Perfectly, I push out to Mercari and Poshmark. You can do eBay and Etsy and all those other places too, but you can list women's, accessories, shoes, and clothing, and children's on Kidizen, and toys and books. And so if you're not already using List Perfectly to push your stuff here, you should. And yeah, if you don't have Kidizen yet, use my code. You'll get a $5 coupon. I love saving money. All right, this Disney Pocahontas vintage sweater, y'all, I had to buy this. I mean, this is from when I was a child. This is one of my favorite movies. I did pay $3.49 because sometimes I just can't leave stuff behind. It sold for $23, and I made a profit of $12.60. So I will say, oftentimes I do have a much higher profit on even kids items. This particular month, I was kind of getting rid of a lot of the lower stuff, but it all adds up. These Vineyard Vines swim trunks I bought for my son, and so I have nothing into that. And he wore them for a whole summer. They've sold for $16.15, and I made $10.06. My general rule is if I purchase something with the intent of literally purchasing it for my kid and then it gets listed, I don't count that as a cost of goods unless they only wore it like once and didn't fit or whatever. Or if it's more than 3 years old and I simply can't remember where it came from or what I paid, then I'll list that also as a zero. All right, these Converse, these are my favorite style for little kids. They're just Velcro on both sides. I paid $3 for these at Once Upon a Child. They sold for $18, and I made $8.69. Another pair of Crocs, also picked up that same day as the other ones. So they sold within like a week and a half of listing. They're little, they're a size 4 infant. So even if you find the tiny baby Crocs, pick them up. So I had $5.37 into these. They sold for $14. I made $2.80. But again, that was a day that I averaged my cost of goods because I bought so many shoes. I know I only paid like $2 for these. Same with these Crocs pink infant shoes. These are also a size 6, teeny tiny. These actually came from Thread Up. And I believe these must not have come from a kid's shoe rescue box. I think these came from a kid's little girl's box. So I only have $3.40 into them. They sold for $18, so I made $8.29. Another brand you will hear me talk about all the time. Pick them up, even if they're in crappy condition. Throw them in your sink. Get a magic eraser. These Natives, I paid $5.37 from Once Upon a Child. They sold for $24.15. I made $11.73. This Emily Rose outfit, this was just a hand-me-down from a friend. Both of my kids wore it, and it had seen better days. Still sold for $12.75. I made $6.19. This Woody Disney Store shirt, I have $1 into, sold for $12. My profit was $5.41. These natives I bought for my daughter. She wore them like once, and I had way too many shoes in this size. Let me just be honest with myself. We probably had 6 pairs of natives, and all she ever wears are her mini Melissas. So anyway, but I will say that I picked these up on Amazon so for $15 like a while back. So Amazon is a great place to find natives and mini Melissas. Side note, legit from the companies, like they're not from third-party sellers. So they're always authentic, and you can get really great deals if you're not picky on the print. So I made $25.02 profit. All right, this was a bundle sale. It's just easier to show it like this on here. Those shoes I have $4.50 into. The floral dress was a personal item. And you'll see on here that this is why I like separating out my shipping on Kidizen, because I got a notification that this person put 2 items in their cart, and $4.15 is what I think, I don't know, $4.15 and $5.15 are what the 2 different shipping costs are. So this person it showed them they were going to pay $40 for the items and then $9.30 shipping. Obviously was not going to cost me that much. So I can see exactly how much it's going to cost me to ship, because I know based on what I weighed those items at. So I was able to send her, basically I gave her free shipping plus some money off. This was someone that's bought from me several times. So anyway, I ended up offering her $35 and free shipping, and minus the label and the fees, I made $24.89. And then you have to take into account I have $3 into it. So still $21 profit. This Columbia jacket is a women's jacket. I have $1 into it. It sold for $23.15. I took home $15.22. These Converse kid shoes, I did have a $2 into these. I just thought they were a really great color. They did not have laces on them at the Goodwill, but I knew that I had like a 3-pack. The Dollar Tree sells shoelaces, you guys, and I have used them on Doc Martens that I've sold. Like they sell several different kinds for $1. I think it's a 3-pack of these laces. So anyway, these still sold for $12.70, and I made $4.15. What I love about selling on Kidizen is that most of my money that I make on this app is what I use on this app to then buy things for my kids, whether they need a size up in ballet shoes or whatever. Like I buy a lot of, actually my kids wear a lot of Lily Pulitzer, and I do buy most of it from Kidizen and stuff for myself. So it's a win-win. That's why I don't mind making a $4 profit, because that's going to add up and I'll be able to get something great. Oh, skip this one. This Dinky Doodles hand-painted dress. I just thought this was cute. It was $1.49 at Goodwill. It sold for $18. I made $10.20. These Jeffries, which side note, if you have a kid that's very like sensitive to socks and all of that, this is a wonderful brand. My son has some sensory deals with his shoes and all of that jazz, so his socks come from there. These I got from Unclaimed Baggage. They were $2.09. This was an item I bought literally to get myself over the threshold for the free shipping, knowing I could sell them. They sold for $9.75, and I made $2.34, and I didn't have to pay the $5.99 shipping on that order. Eleanor Rose, this is a great brand to look out for. I have found it out and about. So it's very similar to Matilda Jane. Here's what the tag looks like on the dress. And this was a personal item, and it sold for $32.95. I made $24.85. This little cactus dress, I just like picking up these little Southern type, they always sell. $1.49 from Goodwill, sold for $14. I made $10.33. This Lululemon bra. You guys remember I did a huge haul where I had like 20 of these bras, and had an average cost of goods of $13.64. I kept about 6 of them for myself, so it was worth it for me, because like this one sold for $35 and I made a profit of $13.01. So basically that means I kept one of mine for free. So that's how I like to look at things. All right, this is another great brand if you have kids to look out, or go check out their website. June and January, they've got really great basics. Well, obviously not, I mean, I guess you could put a boy in this, but most of their clothing is what they consider gender neutral. So it's all like solid colors, and very soft. Both my boy and girls love wearing their stuff from this brand, and they always want to run. I cannot speak tonight, I promise. I haven't even had a sip of wine. They make these really great joggers, and they run a lot of $5 sales. Anyway, so this is a personal outfit. My daughter wore this to ballet a couple years ago. Sold for $12. I made $6.41. These Tucker and Tate jeans, I have $2 into them. Sold for $17.50. I made $8.37. Another bundle sale. This little Melissa and Doug crab shovel, that was just, I cleaned out. Anyone else have like bins that have gifts for when you go to birthday parties? I had 2 full bins of just stuff. And this is obviously for a toddler. My kids are now 6, 8, and 10. I took almost all of that to Once Upon a Child and made like $85, which I was thrilled with. Kept a couple little things to have little bundle items in my shop. So I'm nothing into that. The little gray ribbed toddler outfit came from my bargain hour mystery clothing bundle. So it was new. It was $1.73. So I have $1.73 into this bundle. I sent her quite a good discount. This is also someone that has purchased from me before. And so she paid $17.80 for these 2 items. And after the fees and the label, I made $10.63 and then subtract out my $1.73. That would be my profit. This I got from the bins. I just can't leave behind new with tags items at the bins, y'all. It was 75 cents and it sold for a whopping $10. That was an offer that I sent because you can see it doesn't show you on this screen. So that showed them that was going to be $11.85. So I just sent them an offer of a flat rate of 10. So if you are a seller on Kidizen, I never, even though I have my shipping separate, so I don't offer free shipping on, if you're looking through my shop, I send offers on almost every single cart and I just send it with free shipping. It's the same difference. Shipping's never free and you always have to buy your label on the app anyway. So that's just what I do. So I made $7.55 on this. And my last sale for the month of July on Kidizen was another bundle. This is a great brand, Yossi Samra. I don't know if they make adult shoes also, but the kids' shoes are great. My daughter loved them because she's very sensitive feet and they've got elastic all the way around. They make really cute shoes. So those were personal. Those are my daughter's shoes. This Fabletics bra came from that Thread Up 200-pound mystery box. So I have $1.47 into both of these combined. Sold for $32 minus all the things. I made $23.13 and then back out my $1.47. So I grossed $578 and my net was $406. So it was a pretty great month as far as Kidizen is concerned, in my opinion, because like I said, Kidizen isn't what I use for my like extra side hustle money. So most of my amazingness, I think I don't have my numbers here, but I know I was able to gross over $3,000 last month, which again, in the month of July, I did not list new items. I was actually on vacation mode on Mercari and Poshmark for like 2 weeks total. So it was still a great month. So I hope this video helps you guys that are thinking about maybe selling some kids items. It wasn't exactly the best in terms of showing you that you can make some significant profit on items, but I'm one of those resellers that I don't mind making a couple bucks on things when it was my own kids or items I sourced a while ago. Now, as I've been doing this for several years, again, I try not to pick up items that's not going to net me the net profit of $10 or more, just because, like I said, this isn't my full-time job, but the kid stuff is an exception, especially when I'm selling items that were my own kids. So it's great to basically dress your kids for free. So I hope you guys have a great first day of school if your kids haven't gone back yet. If you don't have school-age kids, make sure you start leaving for work a little bit early if you have a traditional job, because those school buses and cars are going to have to be out on the road again. All right, guys, have a great night, and I will see you next time.